My name is Madhuri Thorat from AISMS IOIT College. So in today's video, we are going to discuss the projections in computer graphics. So the projection is a technique which was invented by the Swiss mathematician. It is an engineer and astronomer. So it is invented in 1756. So the first projection system is known as episcope. So the projection is a technique to process which is used to transform a 3D object into a 2D plane. So in other words, we can define projection as a mapping of point P, that is the XYZ coordinates, onto its image, that is the P dash. So we get x dash, y dash and the z dash as a coordinate in the projection plane or a view plane. So which creates the display surface. So this projection technique which we use to transform the 3D object into the 2D plane. So there are so many types of projection. So the basic types are the parallel projections and the perspective projection. So the parallel projection also divided into two parts, that is the orthographic projection and the oblique projections. Orthographic projection means the projector perpendicular to view planes, and the oblique projection means the projector not perpendicular to the view plane. So the orthographic projections is divided into two parts, that is the multi-view projections and the axonometric projection. So multi-view projection means the view plane parallel to principal planes, and the axonometric plane means the view plane not parallel to the principal planes. Again, the axonometric is also divided into the three types, that is the isometric, diametric and the trimetric. So oblique is a type of parallel projection, and the oblique also divided into the two parts, that is the cavalier and the cabinet. So this is the all the types of the parallel projection. Next we see the types of the perspective projections. So the perspective projections is divided into the three parts, that is the 1 point projection, 2 point projection and the 3 point projection. So the 1 point projection means the one principal vanishing point, 2 point principal having the two principal vanishing point, 3 point projection having the three principal vanishing point. So we will discuss each and every type in brief. First of all, we discuss the perspective projection. So, the disadvantage of the project plane from the center of the projection is finite. The object size keeps changing in reverse order with distance. So, the perspective projection is used to determine the projector line come together at a single point. The single point is also called as a project reference point, or we can call it as a center of projection. See, this is the figure of projects perspective projection, and the center of projection is defined here by using a point. Okay, so the AB is a line, and the A dash B dash is the mirror image of that AB line. So we get as a dash B dash, and we use a projector plane here. So the projectors are arises gathered towards in one center. So that center or that point we can call as a center of projection. So this is the perspective projection. So there are some characteristics of perspective projection. The distance between the object and the projection center is always finite. The perspective projection, it is difficult to define the actual size and the shape of the image because it gives the reflection of the image. The perspective projection has the concept of vanishing point. So what is vanishing point? So vanishing point can be defined as a point in image plane where all parallel lines are interlinked with each other. The vanishing point is also called as a directing point. And the perspective projection is realistic but tough to implement. So Uh, we already discussed the vanishing point. So now we see the use of the vanishing point. So it is used in the 3D games and the graphics editing. It is also used to represent a 3D object. We can also include the perspective in the background of an any type of image. We can also insert the shadow effect of that image or that characters. So there are three types of perspective projection: one point perspective projection, two point perspective projection, and the 3 point perspective projection. So first of all, we see the 1 point perspective projection. A 1 point perspective contains only one vanishing point on the horizon line. It is easy to draw. So the use of 1 point projection is the 1 point projection is mostly used to draw the image of roads, railway tracks and the buildings. So see in this figure it is a 1 point projection and this is a single vanishing point. So the next one is the 2 point projection. So it is also used the angular perspective. A 2 point perspective contains two vanishing point on the line. Use of 2 points. The main use of 2 points projection is to draw the two corner roads. So see in this figure, this is the 2 point perspective and here the 2 points are arises as a angular perspectives. So it is called as a angular perspective also. The next one is the 3 point perspective. So it contains the three vanishing points. 2 points lies on the horizon line and the one above or below the line. So it is very difficult to draw. When we see an object from above, then the third point is below the ground. If we see an object from the below, then the third point is in the space above. So this is the 3 point vanishing point. So we can call it as a 3 point perspective projection. So the use of this 3 point perspective is mainly used in the skyscraping. So the next one is the parallel projection. So the parallel projection is formed by extending parallel lines from each vertex of the object until they intersect the plane of the screen. The point of intersection is the projection of the vertex. So then we connect the projected vertices by a line segment which correspond to connection on the original object. So the parallel projection eliminates the z coordinates and the parallel lines from each vertex in the object are enhanced and until the lines intersect the view plane. So see this is the parallel projection example. AB is a line and the A dash B dash is the reflected image and we use the projection plane here. So the center of projection at is the infinity. So the distance of the project plane from the center of projection is infinite. We can specify the direction of projection instead of the center of the projection. So we can connect the projected vertices through the line segment. So this is the parallel projection. So there are some characteristics of the parallel projection. So the first one is the projection lines are parallel to each other. There is a least amount of distortion within the object because the all lines are parallel to each other and the lines that are parallel to the object are also parallel to the drawing image. The view of the parallel projection is less realistic than the projection perspective. If So the parallel projection are also good for accurate measurement as similar to perspective projection. So there are some types of parallel projection. The first one is the orthographic projection, and the second one is the multi-view orthographic projection. So first of all, we see the orthographic projection. Orthographic parallel projection, the projection is perpendicular to the view plane, and this projection is divided into the two parts. That first one is the multi-view orthographic projection. In multi-view orthographic projection, we can represent the two-dimensional orthographic image into a three-dimensional object. So, the multi-view orthographic projection includes the three views, that is the front view, top view, and the side view. See in this figure, the first the image is located at the center, and the one view is the top view, next view is the side view, and the next one is the front view. So in the parallel projection, the multi-view orthographic projection consists three views, that is the front, top, and the side view. Okay, so we discuss all the types of projection here. Okay, thank you.